Using research instruments. Research instruments are simply devices for obtaining information relevant to your research project, and there are many different alternatives from which to choose. Whatever your own circumstances, the highest quality social research projects are always those which employ the most suitable methods and instruments in the most thoughtful and careful way. Some of the most frequently questions are commonly characterized as whether the instruments are objective or subjective, quantitative or qualitative, positive or interpretative. For purely practical rather than philosophical purposes, here is a researcher-participant-controlled continuum. For example, data collected using a questionnaire can be controlled by the researcher. The researcher sets the questions, determines their order, and categorizes the responses they generate. So, provided respondents complete their questionnaires in the way intended by the researcher. Some or total control of both the instrument and the data remains with the researcher. Research of this nature is entirely researcher-led. At the opposite end of the scale sits video-based naturalistic analysis. Research of this nature begins without a set of strictly defined research questions. This type of research reports the situation under examination as it is actually acted out and understood by its participants, and not according to some standard imposed by the researcher from the outside looking in. The researcher's role is one of minimum intervention. This is research which is entirely participant-led. However, there is no single research method or instrument par excellence. Research is not a one-size-fits-all enterprise. No single research instrument is superior to any other. All can be used well or poorly. Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses. The selection of the instruments is connected to the goals of the research project. Each instrument is more or less appropriate to use in any single research, as long as they do not lose the perspective of the goals of the project.